wild game today. Phillies win at 8-7. Back and forth game. Had a long rally from the Dodgers to take the lead, but the Phillies ultimately take it by 1.
Certainly a roller coaster of a game. Very entertaining. Obviously not the outcome that we would have liked. But look, the Dodgers were entitled to a hiccup. The bullpen, the pitching staff, a lot of walks today. I think 11 walks, 5 of those runs scored. But on the other side, there were some good defensive plays by the Dodgers. They came back. Teoscar was dynamite. Mookie had a big hit. So a lot of things to say, okay, these are things we can build on, but there are obviously some things that need to get better.
Turn ahead to Washington. Tomorrow, Dustin May tries to build off of what was a really special return to the big leagues. And not just he got back to the big leagues, but he pitched really well.
Well, he did pitch well, and it was an emotional return. I think those things now, those are behind him. Now you go out, you pitch a ball game. This Washington club, it's a young club, but they're aggressive. They have some hitters there. Not going to be easy.
All right, so from Philadelphia to D.C., 3-game series begins tomorrow night.
Dave, we'll start with Tyler Glass now. Just when you kind of look at how this game started for him, and especially there in that third inning, what was just the telling factor for you that either stuff had kind of gotten out of command or just the issues he was having with the mound?
I do think that he was having trouble with the mound. He was having trouble with the rosin because of the conditions, and he just couldn't, reset and kind of regroup to kind of slow the game down, and it just went sideways on us.
As much as it kind of felt like after that grand slam, things really could have gone the Phillies' ways. For this team to fight back, though, in this one, just what does it say about this group as you guys continuously put yourselves in positions to find ways to win?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I feel really good about. I mean, a takeaway from this game. Obviously, you never want to lose a game or a series, but, the way we kept competing and gave us, like you said, gave ourselves a chance to win, and it just didn't work out. But, yeah, we put ourselves behind the 8 ball today. But it was good as the way we fought back, and I thought we made some big plays defensively. Kike being one of them, made some pitches with the relievers late that, kept those guys at bay somewhat. And but yeah, we just the game. They made plays when they needed to. The big hit by Castellanos obviously was a big blow too. I think probably a combo, but I mean, the weather, it's a factor. Every pitcher that took the mound today had to deal with it, and it's unfortunate, but we still got to find ways to, we still walked 10 guys today, and they didn't walk anywhere near that, and it's tough to win a game when you walk 10 guys. It really is, and so I think probably, the things that I mentioned earlier, that it probably bled into some mechanical things. But again, you still got to find a way to reset and try to, minimize some damage and put the ball in play. But we just couldn't do that today.
Kind of a crazy series in the sense that, maybe a couple plays away from taking all 3.
Yeah, we were. But I think they could probably say the same thing. So it's 2 evenly matched teams. They're a good ball club over there. And you could tell the urgency that, Rob was managing over there, and we wanted it too. So 2 evenly matched teams, good series, and we just didn't do some fundamental things well today, whether it be on the pitching side, on the defensive side, the base running side, to give us a chance to win a series. No, because it wasn't like he was slipping. It's like, that's one thing where it's like if he's slipping, but it wasn't the slipping. It was he just didn't feel like he could get a grip on the baseball, and obviously it's kind of raining, and yeah.
Teoscar, what the job he did today with the bat and the offense he provided for you today.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Teo. He just doesn't kind of let any type of performance, whether it be in a bat, a game previously, affect the at-bat of the game following. And so today, he pretty much single-handedly kept us in this one. Yeah, he took a bad read. It was a, line drive hit hard. I think he broke in and then broke towards right field, and then at that point in time, he was beat by the baseball. So it was just a tough read. Yeah.
What happened
He started his bullpen and experienced some soreness, and so we're going to evaluate him and see how it looks for Tuesday, but it doesn't look promising.
He's on the IL.
Is he on the IL? Yeah, so I didn't know they'd put him on the IL. Today, he threw a bullpen today, and some soreness, and so we just felt that right there, you're going to miss a start, so we can backdate to 3 days, and so I'm sure we're going to bring some. I don't know who we're bringing, but yeah. So somebody's going to make, obviously, someone will make his start on Tuesday.
Is this something he's been dealing with?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And do you think it's just like a 1 or 2 start kind of situation from the early read, or do you guys have to do more?
I think 2 starts. If you're going to, go on the IL, given where we're at in the season, I think 2 is certainly the floor, and we'll kind of go from there.
Is he going to go back to LA for some testing?
He's going to go to DC with us, as I understand it, and then he'll travel with us.
Does it feel at all like last year you're piecing together a rotation for the Washington series?
Yeah, I didn't expect it. One day we feel pretty good where we're at, and then a day later, you're kind of scrambling a little bit. But that's part of the marathon of a major league season. So it's ironic that it seems to always land in DC.
How did you kind of get the idea that it was serious enough to act it out with
I just think that if you're not going to be able to finish your bullpen, it's pretty much is a tell-all to then kind of nip whatever is going on in his arm.
Tyler, obviously the conditions weren't great out there today, but would you say that the mound was the bigger issue, or kind of was it just feel, especially there in that 3rd inning?
I think maybe just a mix of both. I think once I had a couple maybe poorly gripped balls, I think I lost my aggression and rhythm, I guess, within the mound. So I think I just lost some feel, and then that kind of compounded into a bad inning.
Obviously, you did a lot of hard work to kind of eliminate that side of kind of getting so in your head with the mechanical side of the game. Just, is there at least a takeaway for you that you can take from this outing that with kind of just getting back to where you want to be?
I think it's just more so I guess I couldn't be aggressive. I think I couldn't really use everything I wanted to. Yeah, I think it was just kind of a rough day. But yeah, just trying to go out the rest of the week and figure it out.
Is that because you didn't trust the mound conditions that you might slip, or?
I think I had a couple that kind of came out weird, kind of split fingered, and I think after that I just started to think about I don't want to get on it too hard, and I think I could have just eliminated the thought a little bit more about the mound and the conditions and just try to get out of my head. But I think I just kind of lost my aggression and started to feel about landing a little different and trying not to be as aggressive out front.
Is that when you kind of gave out and they came to check on you? Is that?
I don't know. I think it's just more maybe kind of velo ticking down. Just wanted to come and check if I was all right. It was all right though.
How much just frustration is there when you're kind of battling that kind of stuff, and does that kind of play into it too when you talk about?
I guess a little bit. I just think it was, like I said, it was just hard for me to kind of stay in that rhythm, and I was just thinking about other stuff. And I guess if I could maybe just have a grounds crew visit or something like that, and I think just maybe not let it compound so much.
How much have you guys pitched in these types of conditions before?
Yeah, I think I have before. I don't know if I've pitched in rain like that specifically, but I've definitely had to pitch in weather like that. So I think it's kind of one of those things too. Everyone has to go through it. Sanchez had to go through it, so there's not really any excuses. I just kind of have to go out and just find a way to execute next time.
ロサンゼルス、ドジャース、暴風雨の穴に沈む、それでも輝いた闘争心、次なる試練に立ち向かう侍たちの誇り、米国メジャーリーグの花、名門ロサンゼルス、ドジャースが予想もしない嵐に巻き込まれた。現地時間の昨夜、ドジャースはホームスタジアムにて壮絶な天候不良の中、投手陣の乱調により苦しみ抜いた末に痛恨の敗北を喫した。この日のマウンドに立ったドジャースの先発投手、タイラー・グラスノーは、雨風の強烈な影響をまともに受け、その普段は繊細かつ圧倒的な制球力を完全に見失ってしまった。荒れ狂う雨粒はボールを滑らせ、指先から離れた球はことごとく制御不能となり、実に10回もの四球を許すという信じがたい結果をもたらした。グラスノーの投球フォームはいつも通り力強く美しかったが、そのボールは狙ったミットから大きく外れ、打者のバットから遠ざかるばかりだった。まさに 悲劇と呼ぶにふさわしい光景が続いたのである。序盤から不運が相次ぐ中、それでもチームメイトたちは闘志を失わず、試合の流れを何とか引き戻そうと奮闘した。打線は幾度となくチャンスを作り、ランナーを塁上に送り出したが、肝心の一打が出ず、追いすがることは叶わなかった。とはいえ、最も称えられるべきは、宇宙でも決して諦めを見せなかったその魂のこもったプレーだった。特にキャプテン格の存在である我らが大谷翔平は、ベンチからひときわ大きな声援を送り続け、チーム全体を鼓舞し続けた。その表情は厳しくもどこか希望に満ち、ピンチでもチャンスを狙い続ける選手の姿そのものだった。さらにドジャースには追い打ちをかけるような不運が訪れた。リリーフとして登板した頼みの綱である若手投手が突如として右腕を負傷し、途中降板を余儀なくされるアクシデントに見舞われたのである。試合中に訪れたこの緊急事態により、すでに苦しい投手起用にさらなる追い打ちがかかった。だがここでドジャースが見せた結束力こそ真の王者の証だった。負傷退場した投手の背中をそっとはたきながら激励の言葉をかけたのは、誰よりもチームを支える大谷その人だった。決して諦めない、そう誓い合うかのような力強い眼差しがベンチ全体に広がり、選手たちは改めて闘志を燃え上がらせた。試合終了後、厳しい現実を突きつけられたドジャースのロバーツ監督は沈痛な面持ちで語った。今日の敗北は我々にとって非常に痛い結果だが、このような悪条件の中でも選手たちが示した情熱と意志力には心から感動した。次の試合に向けて我々は再び団結し、必ずこの苦境を乗り越えるだろうと、ファンやメディアからもこの日の悪天候は過去に類を見ないほど異常な状況として報じられた。降り続く雨、強まる風、それら全てがグラスノーの調子を狂わせ、投手陣全体のパフォーマンスを低下させたと見られている。しかしメジャーリーグという過酷な舞台で戦い抜く選手たちは、どんな状況においても結果を出すことを求められるのだ。そこに言い訳の余地など存在しない。ドジャースの選手たちはそれを誰よりも理解しているからこそ、この敗北を真摯に受け止め、決して前を向くことを忘れなかった。次なる戦いは敵地ワシントンでの決戦となる。この敗戦を教訓とし、ドジャースはすでに新たな投手陣の編成を急ピッチで進めている。故障した投手に代わる新戦力の台頭やベテラン投手陣の奮起が期待される中、特に注目されているのが侍魂の象徴ともいえる大谷翔平の存在だ。ピッチャーとしての完全復帰を目指している彼がマウンドに立つ日は刻一刻と近づいている。大谷が再び二刀流の輝きを放つ時こそ、ドジャースが真の復活を遂げる瞬間だと米メディアも熱烈な期待を寄せているほどだ。困難な状況を乗り越えてこそチームの進化が問われる。まさに今ドジャースはその試練の真っ只中に立っているのだ。かつての黄金時代を築き上げた名門球団として、そのプライドにかけても次なる試合での勝利は絶対に譲れないだろう。投手陣の立て直しを迫られる中、選手一人一人が胸に刻んだ闘争心と絆の力が今最大限に試されようとしている。ドジャースは敗れはしたが、その胸に宿る誇りは決して折れなかった。次の戦いに勝利をつかむべく、新たな戦略と不屈の魂を胸に抱き、選手たちは再びグラウンドに立つ。どんな試練も乗り越え、その先にある栄光を目指して、侍たちの新たな戦いが今始まろうとしている。